Alright guys, welcome. Hopefully you guys are having a good weekend. I am having a grand old weekend. Get to make this long video, so this is gonna be fun. Right, banner ship girls. Hope y'all had a good time trying them out so far. If you guys haven't yet, or you're still in the midst of pulling them, good luck. But today we're making a video talking about the ships, how good they are, and whether or not you guys are going to pull for them, and if it's worth the resources. Spoiler alert, it is. Anyways, though, let's go ahead and talk about the banners. Starting off with the good old banner girl, GVB. I'm gonna pronounce it. I'm gonna butcher it, and you guys are just gonna have to take it. It's called Götz von Berlichingen, something like that. Whatever. I get like stuck saying this word, so I try my best. Anyways, though, stats at 125. Oh. UVH class, by the way, if you guys don't know. So the second one here, stats 125 is 5 shy of 10,000 HP, 477 firepower, 257 anti-air, 180 reload, 41 speed, or 41 evasion, sorry, yeah, 41 evasion, heavy armor, 30 speed, 70 accuracy, 50 luck, and 17 on the oil cost. If you guys haven't noticed, I don't know when it happened, but the ultra rare battleships went up by 1 oil, right? Has it? Let's check New Jersey. Has it always been 7? It may have. Wow, really? That's crazy. I'm tripping things. I thought it was 16 this whole time. Weird. Maybe I think I'm carrier or something, but yeah. Anyways, the efficiencies we have here is 160. That's a lot. 210 on the light cruiser guns and 90 on the anti-air. So that's massive right there. All right, that's a doozy right there. And then +2 firepower permastat at 120. Let's take a look real quick. Are we at 100 permanent firepower yet? If you guys have gotten all of them, let's check. 101 now. Wow. Congratulations, everyone. We have passed the 100 permanent firepower milestone. So that's very, I like that a lot. That's cool. That's very, very neat right there. All right. Congrats to everyone that made it to 101 firepower. You guys did it. Okay, anyways, enough of that. Let's talk about the skills. Let judgment be decreed by Iron Fist. So, when this ship's main guns finish loading, 100% chance to target an enemy, increasing their damage taken by 8% for 6 seconds, and it prioritizes humanoid enemies and fires a level 10 special barrage. So this is insane right here. This is a 8% damage increase. So right off the top of the bat, that's really, really good utility. 8% already. And she reloads very, very fast. So the uptime of this, let's say, is about like 14-15 seconds to next volley. That's like a 50% uptime on one fight. That's really, really good. Like, that's insane. Like, that's really cracked right there. I like that a lot. That's super, super good. And the next part is, when an enemy enters a certain range from this ship, fires a level 10 special barrage and has a 15-second cooldown. When this effect is activated for the first time, each battle restores 6% of the ship's max HP. So sustain, whatever. More barrages are always nice. So very, very spammy ship. Very, very spammy. If you guys don't know, she loads very, very fast. Like, it doesn't say preload in here, but it's still, like, she has a very short reduction. I think it says right here as well. But she spams a lot. This ship is like insane. The next skill is let the Ode of Rebellion forever resound. At the start of the battle, increase the ship's firepower and accuracy and reload by 15%. Alright, that's a good buff right there. Shortens the reload time of this ship's main guns by 50%, but reduce the main gun damage output by 45%. So similar to UVH, I think hers is like very similar. So for UVH, it is, where's it at? Decrease the ship's main gun cooling by 50% and decrease her damage out by 45%. Yeah, same thing. Same thing. During battle, increase the ship's crit rate by 10% and crit damage by 20% against enemies that have been on the field longer than 2 seconds. Alright, so we got the damage amp right here. We got the crits. That's really, really good. Now, if you want to stack crit officers for cats or whatever, you can as well too. This is very, very good. Any kind of crit rate modifier we have in the game is very, very good. You guys have played, I'm pretty sure everyone here has played other gacha games. Crit is one of the best that you can have in this game. This is no different. That's very, very good right here. May the pact of blood never burn away. First part, at the start of the battle, reduce the ship's damage taken by 10%. Might I add, I want to say this as well too. I'm not sure if they did this for everything now, but the wiki team did a good job splitting up the parts of the kit now, so it's like much more legible to read on the wiki page. Props to them for that. That's very good right here. I like this format a lot, because that way I don't read everything just jumbled together. This is actually like split up pretty well. If only the in-game like devs can do the same thing. Like I look at this right here. Let's look at GVB. I read this and I'm like, what the hell is going on here? But if I look at this right here, it's split up nicely. Like it's in portions, which is very nice to read. I like that a lot. Good job, wiki team. Let's see. Okay, so damage reduction by 10%. As long as this ship is afloat, reduce the burn damage taken by Iron Blood ships in your main fleet by 20%. All right, that's like backline stuff for whatever reason. When a fleet, okay, so basically the other fleet fires a supporting barrage 30 seconds after the battle starts and restores 5% of the flagship's max HP. That's very, very good for campaign. Like this is very good. That's 5% heals for whoever using Musashi, Raffaello, whatever for endgame campaign. That's very, very good. Very, very good skill. So, what's the thoughts of this ship? She does a lot of damage. A lot. I'm not sure where the damage is coming from. Maybe it's the barrage modifiers, but like right here, you read this. It's a very good standard kit because like if we read this right, and we go to like battleships, and we go to FDG. FDG also has some crit in her, right? Like she has what? 20% crit rate and 50% critical damage, right? Whereas GVB has 10% crit rate and 20% critical damage. However, GVB does 3 times more damage than FDG easily. So where is all this damage coming from? So the damage that's coming from this kit is very, very simple. 1, the barrage is very, very good. 2, you have a 8% damage increase for everyone on the ship. This includes her as well too. The moment she fires, boom, 8% damage taken increase for that enemy. And then you have the critical stuff here. 10% crit rate, 20% critical damage. Very, very good. Very, very strong as well too. And then you have the self buff as well too. So the kit itself, it's adding on to the damage increase, but it's the barrage. It's the barrage here and the barrage here that's making it do a lot of damage. Because if we see right here, like she's very, very strong. I think right now, I haven't compared her with Lion yet, but she's easily the strongest ships when it comes to Iron Blood. I think Mecklenburg can give her a run for her money in like very few areas, but GVB right now, she's very, very powerful. Very, very strong ship. The thing is, I'm not sure how universal she is because she's a very spammy ship, kind of like UVH, right? And if you guys think about teams for UVH, back then it was like this New Jersey and Vanguard or whatever, right? But now it's like you don't know where to put her really, and she's not very limited by like where she goes to her main fleets. I will say in a full KMS setup, she's god tier. Like it's right now, KMS has the best battleships. It's not even close right now. It's easily the best setup. If we go outside of it, let's do rainbow setups or whatever, like Musashi and stuff like that. That may be kind of weird. But if we play strictly just a KMS battleships, this is very, very powerful. This is easily the best battleship setup in the game, including GVB, Mecklenburg, and Bismarck II. This is very, very powerful. So I think when it comes to bossing, at least the medium armor and probably heavy armor as well too, Ironblood's got it very, very easily. Now when it comes to light armor, I'm not sure if they're beating out like Lexington 2 and Yorktown 2. I don't think so. I could be wrong. I don't think they are. But they're going to be pretty good as well too. But I know for a fact as of right now, like KMS, their battleship setup is just too disgusting right now. Like I'm going to grab a sample right here. Like I can't really do a test run with Regensburg because she's like a horrible boss for this. But like if I use like full KMS setup, bro, like this is too juicy right here. Like this setup right here is disgusting. Where's it at? Yeah, like this backline is just too disgusting. It's too powerful. Like this is super. Oh, if you guys haven't noticed, they do double backflips at the same time. That's very cute. They're like sisters. I like that. That's very cool. But she's a very, very good ship. Easily, probably the best one for this year. I think as of last year, Lion took the best ship candidate. I think she's going to at least be the top 2 ship from this year. Maybe top 1. But I know for a fact top 2. Best ship in the game. Very, very powerful. Very good at just dishing out a lot of damage very, very fast. And if you guys haven't noticed, a lot of battleships, they want to play around like those 20-second marks, whether it's with Helena, whether it's with timing with like Bismarck's vacuum seal or whatever. GVB doesn't really care about all that. You can if you want to, but she's just spamming damage. So like just going reload, fast guns, spam. She's doing a lot of damage on top of all these buffs they give her, like Helena, Bismarck 2, Emden, Plymouth. All these things are adding to her multipliers, and she's gonna be doing so much damage. Like if I built a raw team right now with just like everyone buffing up GVB, she's just gonna spit out so much damage. It's gonna be insane. This is basically like the Musashi scenario from like a couple years ago, where everyone tried to like stack up a lot of buffs for Musashi to see how high she hits. It's similar to that kind of scenario, but this time it's gonna be UVB. So GVB, sorry. So very, very good ship. Yeah. So a lot of damage reduction. Campaign wise, though, I'm not exactly sure how well she's gonna do. I mean, she has a good heal with this part right here, but like she doesn't have crazy anti-air. In chapter 16 you kind of want to have like Raffaello and Musashi there, so I don't think she's gonna be good for campaign. But for bossing scenarios, Operation Sirens, even like easy campaign and event farming, she's gonna be top tier easily. End game content for campaign though, not really too sure about that, but everything else in the game though, easily the best ship in the, like one of the best ones in the game, easily. So that's it for GVB that I can discuss. Let's talk about U2501. So initially I stated that the submarine is gonna be the best ship in this patch. Right now that's a high feat to beat with GVB being this good. So let's see if she's actually better than GVB. All right, so stats at 125. You got 2020 health, good year by the way. 579 on the torpedoes, 118 on the reload, 38 evasion, light armor, 18 speed, 212 on the hit, 60 on the luck, 9 on the oil cost, 308 on oxygen, 2 for the ammunition, all that jazz stuff for submarines. So very high on the torpedo mark, so that's very, very good. Decent health. We are getting past the 1000 HP mark for torpedo, which is very nice because they sink way too fast. So 2000 HP is very good. Stats, we got 140, 135 torpedoes, submarine torpedoes 2-2. I think that's 5% higher than most submarines, so that's an upgrade for sure. Stats 120, we got +2 on submarines for or +2 for torpedoes for submarines, so that's very nice. And then for her skills, deep sea resonator. Now I'm playing Wuwa recently, so the word resonator right here is very, very neat. I'm just kidding. I'm just saying things right now. I apologize. But let's talk about the first part of a skill. When deployed into a sortie, increase this boat's ASR and AMO by 1. Increases the submarine's fleet ammo by 1 instead. I don't know where to. Why is it like? Okay, why is this closed print or closed brackets when there's not an open one? Weird. At the start of the battle, increase the boat's torpedo and reload by 10%. All right, some self buffs right there. Whenever this boat's torpedo hits an enemy, 70% chance to inflict a special flooding debuff. Takes damage every 3 seconds based on U2501's torpedo, lasting 15 seconds. Additionally, increase the damage this boat deals to flooding enemies by 10%. All right, so another self buff for her. Whenever any other ally in the submarine fleet hits an enemy with torpedoes, 70% chance to increase this boat's accuracy by 10%, stacks up to 10 times, so 100%, lasting until the boat leaves the battle. Upon reaching 10 stacks, restores 10% of this boat's max HP. Alright, a little bit of sustain, that's very good. In OS, when called in as a submarine support, decrease AP consumption, alright, yada yada yada. At the start of battle, increase its boat's torpedo and reload by 10%. I guess this is on top of it? Or is it just like, I think this might make something else. I think it's something. I think this is just this part. So it's just one flat 10%. Whenever this boat's torpedo hits an enemy, 70% chance to inflict a special flooding debuff. Takes damage. Hold on, let me turn on lights real quick. I can't see anything. Okay, there we go. Takes damage every 3 seconds based on U2501's torpedo, lasting 15 seconds. Yada yada yada. Okay, that's just like extra whatever here. Alright, so self buffs or whatever. That's good. That's neat. Nothing really crazy compared to the IJN submarine though, but we'll see. It might get better. Next part is Listener of the Tides. At the start of the battle, if all 3 allied submarines are present, increase this boat's torpedo crit rate by 10%. During battle, increases boat's oxygen by 40, so that's good. She stays underwater more. 1 second after this battle's oxygen reaches 0, she resurfaces. This boat retreats from battle. Okay, that's standard. 5 seconds after this battle starts, it launches a special torpedo barrage. Based on skills level. 15 seconds after starting battle with a fleet that is not yada yada yada. So that's the other fleet. As long as this boat has not been sunk, launches a special barrage, revealing all enemy submarines in the area for 8 seconds with distractions. Okay, I mean that's good for end game campaign, I guess. I think the IJN sub is better. This one is not bad though. Definitely is an upgrade compared to the other KMS submarines that we have, but compared to the IJN that we got recently, I don't think it's better. I think this is pretty good though. Don't get me wrong. I mean, if we're doing just pure stats buff, because she's not really restricted to like KMS only. You kind of just want to toss in her. I guess you just toss in her with the other UR submarine, and if you get one more, that'd be like a god tier setup right there. That's what I'm thinking though. I'm thinking that's like the setup. You just run like two of these submarines together, and you just set up, and you just proc the fleet buff right here for other fleets. So you get damage increase, accuracy reduce, evasion reduce. It's really good. Like this the evasion debuff is very, very good. But for 8 seconds though, I guess that's kind of rough. So basically you just want to burst out on the first rotation. The first rotation that goes out, and then like evasion decrease, that's where everything hits. You can probably just one-shot a lot of things. So that's really good, I guess. I don't know. Like it's a good ship by all means. I don't think it's the best submarine though. I think the other one's better, the one for IJN. But this is still very good submarine though. Like don't get me wrong, this is still very, very good. Easily like really, really good. Now is she like better than GVB though that we just talked about? Unfortunately, I don't think so. But she's still a very, very good ship. Like you still want her regardless. Prinz Moritz. Prinz Moritz. All right, so heavy cruiser here. Size 125. We got 6096 on the health. Let's do 120 actually, because I'm not sure if you guys want a 125er. 5958 on the health, 310 on the firepower, 269 on torpedo, 252 on the anti-air, 182 on the reload, 66 evasion, medium armor, 26 speed, 134 hit, 52 luck, and 12 on the oil cost. So she's a very tanky heavy cruiser, so that's very good. I think that's just an Iron Blood thing. Like all Iron Blood heavy cruisers are pretty tanky for the most part, so that's very good. Decent damage, decent spread across the board. In terms of efficiencies, we got 155 for the heavy cruiser gun. Now, according to this, she can use some large cruiser guns here. Oh no, it's just this one, I guess, and then this one. I'm not sure these are actually good or whatever. I'll just stick to heavy cruiser guns though. Yeah, 155 there, 135 on the torpedo, and 100 on the anti-air. So I think that's a slight damage upgrade. I'm not like really sure though, but it's all right. +1 firepower for permastats at 120, and then jump scare. Oh, that's a crazy one. If you guys did the recent Wuwa Denia story, doing that little zombie mission or whatever, I got jump scared. I'm not gonna lie, I got jump scared there, and it freaked me out for like a split second. I was like, oh crap, what the hell is this? Oh man. All right, that's a good skill name right there. As long as there are enemies within 4 units of this ship, increase this ship's firepower and torpedo by 10% and reduces their damage taken, or her damage taken, sorry, by 15%. All right, so that's very good. Additionally, shells from this ship's special secondary guns ignores enemy shields. All right, that's very good as well. Every 6 times this ship fires her main guns, fires a special barrage. When this ship is equipped with a main gun as a caliber 280 mm or greater, the number of main gun attacks required to trigger this barrage reduced to 3, and the barrage will be improved. So let's take a look real quick. If I go to Prinz Moritz, she's somewhere here. I can filter this, but I'm kind of lazy. Guns. So prototype, this is a 234, this is a 203, this is 203 as well. So I think it's just like those guns, which I don't have right now. Yeah, unfortunately, it's for large cruiser guns, I guess. So it's none of these guns here. Unfortunate. I guess because they're slower, that's why. So it makes sense. Once per battle, if this ship's max HP falls below 30%, reduce the ship's damage taken by 15% to end the battle. So you can stack up to 30% damage reduction, which is very, very good. And then every all-out assault, yada yada yada. Okay, whatever. So you don't get shields for this class. Unlike Prince Ogan that gets a shield, she doesn't really get a shield. She gets a lot of damage reduction. That's her thing. She has some heals. I guess okay damage. I don't think she's anything crazy. I think she's just a basic tank, basic KMS heavy cruiser tank. Obviously, E-Girl is still better in terms of like KMS tanking department. But if you guys don't have any kind of tanks, you can still use her. I think it's okay. It's nothing crazy though. Elbe META. Stats at 120. We got 5166 on the health, 340 on the aviation, 278 on the reload, 193 on the 278 on the anti-air, 193 on the reload, 62 on the evasion, medium armor, 21 speed, 83 hit, 30 luck, 78 on the ASW, and 13 on the oil cost. So across the board, that's as standard as it gets when it comes to light aircraft carrier stats for a SSR. So nothing too crazy there. Stats for gear efficiency, we got 165 on the fighters. That's a lot. 135 on the dive bombers and 80 on the anti-air. 331. All right, that's actually really a lot. That's a lot for fighter efficiencies. +1 reload for carriers at 120. So this ship is automatically good. Make sure you guys get her. I need that reload. So gimme. That's very, very nice right there. And as for the skills, leave it to Elbe. At the start of the battle, increase the ship's aviation accuracy by 15%. At the start of the battle, and whenever this ship launches an airstrike, deploys a shield for the frontmost vanguard that absorbs up to 6 bullets, lasting up to 8 seconds. If this effect activates while this shield is still active, the shield will be refreshed. That's very, very good. If this shield is destroyed while this effect is active, reduce the frontmost ships of the vanguard damage taken by 15% for 10 seconds. That's actually really good utility right there. Like, you get a shield, you get a shield, and you get damage reduction. All she needs is a heal, and like we're good. But this is very good, right? This is solid. Like that's really solid right there. This one's for good measure. Whenever this ship launches an airstrike, launches an additional level 10 special airstrike. During battle, whenever the shield created by Leave It to LB is destroyed by enemy fire, this ship gains the following effect based on the number of times the shield has been broken in this manner during the battle. 1 time launches a special airstrike. 2 times when this ship readies her next airstrike for the next 6 seconds, doubles this ship's damage dealt. And if it's 3 times, restores 5% to the ship with the lowest HP percentage. So you want to be very, very fast with this ship, like super, super fast. She doesn't have any like reduction to reload time, but if you can proc this 3rd proc for campaign, like this is solid right here. Like I think this isn't bad. There's not that much sustain on it. Like the sustain comes after like let's say 45 seconds, assuming the fight lasts that long. But this is not bad. Like this is pretty good. Like if there's a little bit more heals in here, like this is solid. Like this is a very good solid kit for heals. But I think in terms of KMS healers, like this is the best they got. Like this is very good. Not bad. Centers of Hope LB. When fighting a humanoid siren fleets or boss fleets, increase the ship's damage dealt by 8%. Okay, that doesn't matter. The point is, the utility on the ship is very, very good. I like it. I think in terms of KMS ships or whatever, well, she's not KMS, she's a meta ship, sorry. But she's based off of a KMS ship. This is not bad. Definitely not bad. I wish there was more heals coming in it because the heals are coming kind of late. But the shields and the damage reduction, like this is very good. So you just got build her to be very, very fast. And then you just spam it. And then you proc this as much time as possible and you're good to go. That's what I think. Still a very good ship though, I gotta say. And then lastly, 214 and 215. I don't want to talk about these ships too much, but let's go ahead and see if they have anything interesting. Increase once per battle, follows this standard right here. Wait. At the start, as long as the ship is not in the frontmost position, the following effects will apply to frontmost position: Vanguard, accuracy, and evasion. Once per whatever. This is kind of whatever. Yellow skills are usually interesting ones. At the start of battle, increases ship's torpedo, yada yada yada. Once per battle, okay, whatever. So nothing too crazy for these ships, unfortunately. That's just the nature of how elite ships work. So let's talk about this banner. So if you guys don't know, this is a very, very good banner. Obviously, the prizes to get here is going to be GVB and the submarine U2501. GVB is going to be very, very good. I don't think there's a budget setup right now that you guys can run. I just tossed it with whatever. I guess what you can do, if you guys are running like a budget setup, I will probably make a video for this separately, is do something like this. I think UVH can be obtained in the perma pool, so I guess if you guys really want to run her, do something like this. And then I think Vanguard is also in the perma pool as well too, so something like Vanguard and UVH and then GVB, and you have something like this. Now obviously the best sub that you guys can run is Mecklenburg and Bismarck 2, but Bismarck 2, I don't know when she's gonna rerun again, so it's gonna be some time. So that's kind of like out of the question. Then Mecklenburg, you guys can get her in PR, but if you're a new player, it's going to take some time. Why are these hands dangling? That's weird. It is going to take some time though. But this is the best setup that you guys can run if you guys can't get this kind of setup going on. Very, very powerful ship. You can't go wrong with it. Easily the best ship from this banner. I'm sorry, you 2-5 with 2-5. It's just how it is. But she's still a very good ship though. Always get the submarine. These two are your top priorities when it comes to getting the ships on this banner. Now, another one, if you guys are an endgame maxer, is Elbe META. Now, luckily, she can be farmed. You get +1 perma reload for light aircraft carriers. Oh, light aircraft carriers. I thought it was just carriers. Damn. Unfortunate. All right, well, priority is lower, but it's still very, very good. Some good utilities here. Prinz Moritz is okay, nothing too crazy. You guys have seen this since like day one when Prince Ogun came out. Now she's better than Prince Ogun by all means, but it's just another tank ship. We have a bunch of those already. Nothing too crazy. And then lastly, the two Z14s and two Z15s. They're okay if you guys want to get them because they look like VTubers to other characters that you guys like. By all means, go for it. Otherwise, though, they are not a priority. So, yeah, big priorities from the UR ships. Okay ones for the SSRs, and then elite ones if you guys like them, go for it. So, that is the end of that video. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully, you guys are lucky with your banner pulls. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys for watching. As always, peace out.